One,
Decide
two,
what?
three.
DM broke.
Welcome
DM
to
broke.
yeah. That was all caught. Awesome. All right. Welcome ourselves, because we're the only people that watch our stuff, to the third episode of We Play Curse of Strahd again, just for lulz. To catch up, anyone who was not here or just doesn't remember.
Call him out by name. There was only one.
Hi, I'm that person.
Hi, person. No, we made it through the Durst Manor, which turned out to be a foreclosed house, scheduled for demolition, perpetually. Y'all went inside, got into a construction accident, because that happens in foreclosed houses. And the flesh mound at the bottom tried to kill you as well. But y'all decided, fuck all that bullshit, and ran. And you did so successfully, for the most part.
Well,
One of you did not make it out, and then popped out of the house with an extra set of eyes. Or 4 extra sets of eyes. Plus an additional, if I'm remembering correctly. You all saw a figure of a dusk elf is what someone might have referenced you at some point, and they look similar to drow, a little bit browner in the skin tone, but for the most part they are drow-like, which really freaked out Malian, given that she just, assumes she's gonna hit her growth spurt eventually, and that was a little bit of a culture shock. This person, after a little bit, decided it would be fun, basically is the only reason they did it, it would be fun to reveal that they were actually the dominion of this entire realm, Strahd von Zarovich. Pale, half-elven woman. And as you're having this conversation with her, she says, I will be inviting you over for dinner soon. Have a good night. Gives you a tiny hut to sleep in, turns into bats, and flies away. And that's kind of where we left off. So if there's anything that y'all wanted to take care of before we jump in, as far as conversation you would have had during the middle of the night, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, we can start off the next morning.
I know I was trying to talk to you.
I can't talk through my lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't talk.
I was trying to think of what to respond with, but I literally I can't.
It will have to hold until you come out.
That's what she said.
Funny.
Lion probably would have tried to curl up next to the beast just because the familiar fur and it being similar to what she's used to.
That's adorable.
That's so
He literally like curls up like a normal cat and passes out, so he wouldn't have been awake at all.
That's even more adorable.
Kitty.
Big tough kitty cat curls up in ball.
It's all like subconscious, like he doesn't know he does it because he goes out like a light. He's never been told either.
No one tells him.
No one's going to walk up to the beast and say, you look adorable when you sleep.
Yeah.
Because one,
would.
that's a creepy thing to do, but also...
Okay.
Like when you sleep.
But completely for real in character, that's what my character would do.
Yeah.
They'd be like, you're super adorable when you sleep. You're just like a little tiny cat.
Oh god.
Alright. Well, so Jean, if you'd like to continue that, you're aware of your surroundings, correct?
Yeah, I can hear outside.
So if you'd
Know
like
what's
to
going on.
continue that conversation when you pop out a little bit into the rest, you're welcome to.
Is Strahd still there?
No, they turned into bats and swarmed away.
Right.
It was, I would imagine it was very confusing given that you have no context on who this person is, other than them being, them saying that they're the Dark Lord and you having that letter. That's the only context for them that you have.
And then I turned into bats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rats.
Which
All right. A bunch of smoke with like embers kind of pours out of the lamp. I'll pop out. Sorry, what'd you say?
Can you just do that whenever you want?
Sort of.
What, like, how does that work? I'd really love to just know, like, the mechanics. I want to kind of, I want to figure out if I can do that. I don't think I can. But
don't think you can.
well, like, is it just like whenever you want?
No, not really. It's kind of like a once a day thing.
Oh, okay. Is it like, do you have like your own little house in there, or is it just
a house? Do you think there's a whole house in there?
I mean, I don't know. I just saw a whole human body, human-ish, humanoid, go inside
Racist.
of a lamp, and now I'm like, is it comfy in there? Or are you like
It's
crammed?
very comfortable. There's a lot of pillows and cushions. A hookah.
That's like, I really would love to know how that came about, but
You go inside of it. I don't know what else you're asking me.
well, I mean, like, I don't know anybody else who can go inside of a lamp willy-nilly. I certainly can't. So,
Well, that's just because
Or
I'm
how?
that cool. Oh, hi. Sorry for the kid noise in the background. My niece is here.
it's fine.
we couldn't hear it.
You apologize for no reason, huh?
I don't know. It's just something I can do. I've always been able to do it for like ever.
He's dramatic as fuck.
I know it is
Yeah,
dramatic as fuck. Hold
for
on.
the genie conversation.
Yeah. See, I thought it would be mellow because it's called reading music. But apparently,
What are they? What are they
Have you
reading?
ever read a book?
Fuck.
I'll just start it back over, and by the time we get back to that, it should be fine.
Eh.
All right. While this is happening, I know Malayan and the Beast are fast asleep.
Schlep.
Yeah. How about everyone else?
Mine's taking second watch. Well, third and fourth watch because you only need 4 hours.
Okay.
I did. Kind
I
of
take all
wanna-
the watches.
You're in a lamp. Oh,
It was only
Not
for-
anymore.
Nope. I can't be in the lab anymore.
okay.
It only lasts so long.
Lamp broke.
I'll have Kai, my familiar, just sit outside of the hut on like a tree or something and watch out. I'll take whatever watch is needed and just read my book while that happens.
Okay. Let's go ahead and who would like to start off?
I figured while I was having this conversation, I could be keeping watch.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'll help her as well.
Jean is going to be awake too. So
Okay.
anyone can be considered to have advantage if they want. It's your choice if Jean rolls or if you roll.
Well, I'm just going to be awake the whole night.
Okay.
Eugene, what's your perception?
What's my what?
What's your perception?
I mean, I perceive you're a lizard.
Well, I'm wondering if it's better than mine. That's what I'm asking.
Probably not.
No, it's definitely better than mine.
Well, I rolled a 4.
I'll just give you advantage.
With advantage, you have a 16, and you have a plus
No,
3.
no,
I
no,
have a
that's
plus
not me.
0.
That's not me. That was Jacob.
Yeah,
Isn't he awake with us? Isn't that what he just?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm awake.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So
Y'all are taking too long to decide, because Vacus wants to go to sleep. Not that he even needs to. I mean, he's not missing anything, but whatever.
I'm sorry, I thought we were role playing.
All right.
Dog, I'm sorry.
Taylor, go ahead and roll as well.
Ow! Don't bite me, you butthead.
Sorry.
Oh dear.
Off to a good start. Yeah, you're really engrossed in the conversation, Yava, so while y'all are doing this, Brackus is also watching.
This is why I asked for help.
The first few hours pass uneventfully, though. Other than that, the house, eventually, right before bedtime starts again, or bedtime for those on watch, you hear a faint, whimpering cry from the porch of the house. Sounds like Thorn.
Hey, we're just right outside the house? They're just trying to kill us?
At the road. Where you originally saw the house and decided to go in. So you hear him once again, his little siren song cry.
But you put him to rest.
Yeah, it's not him. You put his spirit to rest. That was not his spirit outside. Malayan has let y'all know this. Y'all just weren't sure why.
Have I gone to sleep, or
This is right before y'all go to sleep.
I'm just gonna say, probably shouldn't go out there.
I'm not going out there alone. I'm not going out there if I don't have to.
Why even bother?
I mean, sure.
Especially since we know it's not the little boy anymore.
Yeah.
Let us simply rest and ignore it.
Sounds good to me, guys.
Racket, as you curl up for the night, you could have sworn something ran over your arm. But you don't see anything, so. Moving on, we'll go ahead and do Vessels next. If anyone would like to stay up with them and also keep watch, you're welcome to. Jean will be up as well.
Yolanda will probably take last watch. She's an early riser anyway.
Okay. So, Vessel, let's go ahead and roll with advantage if you'd like to. While I kick Discord out of our chat for failing me for the second time.
$22.
Hey!
Nice.
Do I need to roll anything with the owl as well?
If you'd like to make a separate check with the owl, go for it, since they are technically looking somewhere else.
Yeah, they are keeping watch.
Mm-hmm.
They only get a 9.
9. Owl didn't pick up on anything other than a rat.
I like to think that it saw the rat, went down, and ate it.
Yeah. It was just feasting for its entire watch. It's very fortunate. It's the bane of familiars. They seem so good on paper, but they never roll well.
I mean, Con rolled pretty well several times. You gotta admit.
Mm. But I mean, if you do something,
first session,
a broken clock being right.
I mean, in the first session when I rolled pretty decently with them.
That's true. With your 22, however, you are aware of a wolf pack that is somewhere nearby. They aren't messing with you when you don't see them. You just kind of hear howls every now and then. It sounds like they're hunting. It's not worrisome based on your roll. And the only other thing is there's not much of a change from the kind of late evening. You don't see a moonrise. You don't see stars hanging in the sky. It's just overcast like it was during the morning, and you just assume there's this perpetual cloud cover. Is how it feels. And
all right, I'll keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, your watch passes uneventfully, and then I guess that would leave
Malayan and
and then for the second half, Yolanda would be up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's anything the three of y'all would like to talk about, y'all are welcome to.
You don't need advantage, so we'll just.
Well, Gene's basically going to permanently give you advantage on long rests because he can stay up.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, between with that 23 and the 19, it's you almost feel a sense of peace as this last rest kind of comes to a close. The air warms up slightly as dawn begins to crest, and once again, no sunshine. There's just more light. It's ambient light that rises. You're not getting anything in the way of actual sunrise. You don't see any extra colors. The only thing you get is a little bit more light to see with and some warmth. Although for Malayan, this is a little bit more reassuring to you than everyone else, considering you're not blinded like you usually are when you're not under tree cover.
That's good. I can actually see. You don't have to squint.
Do you have to squint often?
Yeah, the sunlight typically hurts. It's normal. Everyone's like that, right?
No.
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 This is
I
about
love the
time-
sun. This kind of sucks, actually.
This is about the time everyone starts waking up hearing this.
As I could probably make you something to help block out that sun if you want. It might take me a little while, but I could probably figure something out for you so you could still see without it being blinding.
You know they just make tinted lenses, yes?
I'm just curious. Like, did you not grow up in the Underdark?
What's the Underdark? I grew up in the forest.
The Underdark is a domain underneath the earth. Series of
Oh, yeah.
caverns and
It's kind of in the name.
civilizations. It's its own ecosystem.
Yeah, Brockus and I ended up down there. It's not pleasant. I did not like it.
I did some expeditions down there in years past.
No, I grew up in the woods. I grew up in the forest with my siblings. Never
That's
left
probably-
the woods.
That's probably for the best. Everything's constantly trying to kill you down there.
And most drow from the Underdark aren't exactly that pleasant.
What's a drow?
That's what you are, dear.
That's the vlog.
A group which my people have frosty relations with.
Malign, what do you think you are then?
I'm a purple.
No, dear, you're an elf.
No, I know elves don't look like me. Elves are light-skinned. We find them
no,
in
dear.
the forest from time to time, but they're never breathing.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make a small little drow statue in my hand. No, dear, you look like this.
I think she knows what she looks like, but
No, I
it'd
meant
be weird if you didn't like. You know,
not.
look at
I
the
don't mean like.
reflection.
I don't mean her, of her. I meant of another drow. To show an example.
I've never seen anything like that.
They don't tend to come up to the surface often.
No, not many things that we find in the forest have pointed ears. I'm the only one like me.
Then,
Totally
guys,
wish that was true.
it's okay. I think it's okay.
You are better off that you don't know.
And Malayan, the only thing that you're kind of... They're telling you this, but the only thing that you've seen as any evidence of this has been the person that revealed themselves to be an illusion.
the closest.
Wait, I thought
thing that I've
Furbolg
seen.
was another word for drow.
Oh,
That's not.
No,
No.
I'm just.
Those are a type of
Mama
half
says I'll go
giant.
soon. My siblings are all very, very tall. They're furry. Mama says I'll get mine soon, but she's not telling me the truth. I know that. But it's okay. My family loves me, and I love them.
Oh,
That's
you're
all.
adopted.
That's all that matters.
That makes sense.
That's not all that matters.
My
But
people
Mama
have
and
no
Papa said that-
families. We have no fathers. We have no mothers. Family is overrated.
Mama
No.
Well,
always
I'm
said
glad
that I
you
was a gift
spawned from a
mother.
pod then.
We were not spawned from a pod. We're simply given up and placed into creches where our only
Fascinating.
authority
That's meant
is
to be.
a glorified nursemaid who teaches us how to stab people.
So I'd go over to Malayan and go, and like, kind of like, if she'd let me like pat her on the shoulder, be like, I was adopted too. I don't look like any of my siblings.
Okay.
I was raised by some old human. He ran a library. The family is what you make of it.
I was a gift. That's why they named me Malayan. Mama
That-
says I was a gift from Mother.
you have two moms?
There's Mama. She's the one who raised me, and then there's Mother. She helps me along the way. And she's the trees, the wind, the earth. That is me.
Oh, okay, I understand that.
Alright. If everyone wouldn't mind, go ahead and mark off a ration.
Oh, we're doing that. Okay.
A ration?
Yeah, y'all are low enough level that it
That still
actually is
matter.
relevant.
How do you do that?
So just in your list of equipment, you should have 10 rations to start. Just mark one off.
Okay.
Or reduce the number, however you need to do that. Yeah, you got no one at the party to just feed you good berries all day.
In retcon, I was hatched in an egg. Sorry, he was...
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Gith are hatched.
Yeah, he totally is. I was totally hatched in an egg.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Visolis was just like
Riffing.
wasn't really vibing with the very callous nature of it. He was just like making the joke.
You're not
Like,
a fucking
no, I
tadpole.
actually-
Oh shit, they are tadpoles.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, actually, I was
yeah.
hatched from an egg.
If you do the deep dive into Gith lore, they're former humans or a human analog, so it's very creepy that they lay eggs.
Yeah.
Like I always
That is
thought, I always thought Gith were like elves experimented by mind flayers that like over
No one knows.
like
there's no
millennia.
established lore.
Yeah,
Ah.
the lore is that people don't know exactly what they are, but they either are a line of humans or something human adjacent, like elves.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's my theory though. They were just like elves that were experimented on, and after
Space
millennia,
elves.
they just became the Gith.
Yeah, that's roughly how it ends up happening.
Essentially, like Lord of the Rings style orcs.
Yeah, exactly. Like the orcs to the Uruk
That's fairly
or
accurate too.
Urukai, whatever.
Yeah, Orkai, if they're human. That'd be a crossbreed.
The amount
Oh.
of nerd that was in that conversation was very.
I know next to nothing about not Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings.
That we have to have because we're playing.
Yeah, it's fair.
No, I wasn't being sarcastic. I'm sorry if it came out that way. I meant I actually love the amount of nerd. It made me feel at home.
I'm enjoying everyone's
Yeah, nerd.
characters so far. By the way, it's just a great dichotomy.
We are.
Malayan is the cinnamon roll, and I want to protect her.
Malayan and Rakus are gonna end up being the ultimate tag team once once Rakus softens up and Malayan goes hard.
There are two opposites of the spectrum, and everybody else falls in between.
Somewhere.
I think we need to figure out where we lie on that spectrum.
Yeah.
We need to figure out who goes to McDonald's, who buys the coffee, and who says we have food at home.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure those memes will be made.
Of course.
Jess is usually on it if I'm not.
I don't know everyone else's character well enough just yet.
Yeah, we'll get it. All right.
I think everyone's trying to figure out their characters as well.
Yeah,
At least
that's
I am,
fair.
Sure.
So I do have to ask just to double check. I assumed y'all were having this conversation just like as y'all were eating breakfast, but if y'all would like to have made some progress walking, because you know there's a village beyond based on what the little girl told you. If you'd like to have been walking for any of that, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, y'all can get on the road. Not to interrupt y'all at all. Y'all were doing awesome.
Breakfast, then walk and talk.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Okay, so y'all
Just
have
breakfast.
you have your breakfast, your D&D trail mix, or whatever your ration looks like. I'm sure for some of you it's more plant-based than others. It's more jerky.
Fruits and veggies. I've been dehydrated.
Mm-hmm. For Yolanda and Rakus, it's likely just weird mushrooms that y'all know that you can eat that y'all experimented on.
Trial
It's
and
probably
error.
just jerky
Mine
tack.
definitely looks like an MRE.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mhm. A military ration.
Hand prepped
Meals ready to eat.
by a robot.
I need a lot.
Oh, is that what MRE means?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
I didn't know that. Cool.
I eat. Apparently, I'm supposed to eat a lot. Actually.
Yeah, Giths do have pretty good, especially because they eat and then like go in the astral sea and don't get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Don't go into the astral sea if you have to pee, or else you're gonna have to pee the entire time you're there and not be able to.
Oh no.
Bodily functions cease once you go inside.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's
So don't pee while you're going into the astral.
Oh yeah. What if you're?
Oh,
What if
yeah.
you're like? What if
I
you
feel
pee
like-
in the middle of
I
it?
feel like it would just stop.
oh,
But yeah, that's also why Gith like lay eggs on material planes
Mm.
because they can't you can't give birth on the astral sea. Everything just halts.
I'm sorry, but I can't look at his character and not see a frog now.
That's
A
fair.
frog.
I
Yeah,
wanted
man.
to play a frog.
Froggy.
I'm a grung.
What was the frog fucking one shot that we ran? And it became like the giant meme that the warlock was the frog and the human was the component.
That was AJ.
Yeah, I know, but I can't remember the frog's name.
It was Jeff, wasn't it?
It was-
Yeah, it was something dumb like that.
Yeah.
His name is
When-
Jeff. Is the best line from that whole fucking thing.
All right. So y'all continue if you want to continue your conversation. Obviously, if anyone would like to do anything while you're walking, just let me know. Like if anyone's keeping an eye out, I need to know that sort of thing.
Malayan was
Rakus
keeping an eye.
always keeps an eye out.
Okay, both of y'all roll separately, please.
So,
Oh shit.
if you guys know how to get out of here,
What?
like this place, like,
20 plus 6.
is there like a coast we need to go to? Or...
Um, no idea.
I'm sorry. It looked familiar when we were coming this way. I really just knew not to stay in the fog and that we needed to get somewhere else, but I'm sorry. I really don't know where we're at right now.
That's
Mm.
super helpful.
Yeah. Yava, if you're where you think you are, you can probably talk to someone and find your people. Given their nature.
Okay. How would I go about doing such a thing? Would I just have to like look
Just-
on the sides and see if I can like look for them?
No, so like you can be like, hey, have you seen people matching this description? And people will be usually are like, yeah, over there.
Okay.
They'll point you in the right direction, either as a warning because some people associate them with danger, other people associate them with a good time, so they will point you that way. I said that in a way that made it sound way too dirty. I just meant like they like to party.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh, it's interesting. I thought you were just saying it in a very appropriate way.
Oh,
Like,
it
I
was
thought
just
you were just yeah. I
It
thought
it
you
was
were
like
just
a
being
pure
vague.
innuendo.
it was the tone I used that Taylor laughed about.
It was the tone.
What I went to was Molly Mock, okay?
That's fair.
Ah, yeah, that checks out.
I love that damn Irish bastard. We also love you, Josh. You're our other Irish bastard.
If we're completely honest on why Josh is one of my best friends, it's because of that Irish accent.
The
Yeah.
worst part is I'm a half-breed, so
You're a half breed. What's your other half?
English and
Ew.
Irish.
That's gotta suck for everyone you tell that
That's
to.
really interesting.
I just don't tell them that I'm from England. They believe me because I sound like I'm not, so I get away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
My Irish accent is about as good as Josh when he did his
Oh no.
Texan
I
accent.
love the Texan
I
accent.
did too, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, now I have to hear it.
It's been vaulted away in time.
You have to do it for us later, Josh.
If I remember how to, I haven't done it in so long.
We
Not
will
on
get
the
it done.
recording, but I would really love to hear this.
Alright.
Surprised you didn't.
He was
Wasn't. Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, I wondered why Just sounded like my grandma. Never mind. Not like grandma, my grandma specific. Never mind.
I am your grandma now.
No, okay.
Alright, a couple of hours on the road pass, as y'all probably just have a very similar, just random banter between you all.
I
maybe-
definitely would be just asking questions about everybody who I like their race. Like if I haven't seen them before, that's just generally what I would be doing, and I'd
Yeah.
be taking notes the entire time.
Who are you? Where are you from? That sort of thing. And you, in doing that, you kind of get the sense that maybe not everyone is from the same... I don't want to get too D&D, but not everyone is from the same world. The same crystal sphere. Like, there are other worlds. There is, like, an entire space universe. And you're getting the sense that not everyone is from the same place, because they say cities that and countries that you've never heard of. I'm not going to dive too deep into anyone's backstory like we did in the other one, unless we want it relevant. But, yeah, there's some things that don't match up. But as you're kind of continuing this conversation, you begin to notice that the fog that kind of surrounds everything, you're able to push through the fog, and you have kind of like a little bubble of about 40, 50 feet, like a little circle radius around you, where the fog is not pressing, and it's just kind of pushing you to continue along the road for the most part. And it's also moving as you move, but there is just a dense wall of fog around everything else. However, the tall shapes that you've been seeing, the trees that you don't realize are trees until they get within your little bubble, eventually those tall shapes looming out of the fog give way to slick, wet cobblestone, and the tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. And you realize that you've walked into a town, a sleepy town with not a single person on the streets currently. You see darkness spilling out from most windows, all of which are shuttered. The ones that aren't quickly become shuttered.
Yeah, what a weird crew this has to be that's walking in.
There's quite a few of us.
That is very true. That would be
I am
very
also
awkward.
just the beast right now.
I mean, we could be raiders, literally. Which, I mean, I guess Vracus is, actually, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there are people here. You can tell that because you can, every now and then you hear someone. You hear people walking, and then you hear a door shut. That sort of thing. But not many other sounds cut the silence, except for a mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance. You're not really sure where it's coming from. And then you end up in the town square. Well, I say town square. It's not much of a town. It's not much of a square, but
This map.
it's not the Valaki map we
long
know.
time.
It's not the Valaki map we know and love.
It's been such a long time since I've seen this map.
So I'm going to put your party. We are going to use.
Might I suggest the Viking smiley face?
I don't have the Viking smiley
Oh,
face.
that's a good one.
Is it on Roll20?
Yeah, just type in bandit and it's one of the first ones
really?
that pops up. Mm-hmm.
I'm not finding it. They must have added stuff.
Oh.
I will find it. I can type smiley wrong. Everyone on the internet saw that I typed smiley the wrong way. Damn it. Alright, while I look for that, y'all are roughly here on the map.
Oh, Jaker's so high.
Can I look for like a bulletin board like thing to try and figure out like map or something where we're at? Anything?
Yeah, just go ahead and make a perception check. And let me know what you roll.
I see nothing.
Okay. You don't find what you're looking for certain. You're not sure if it's still there. You are finding a couple buildings have signs that are around you. The larger brown roofed buildings are places. Just on the map, so like this one, and this one, and this one, and then down here, and this church up here. The kind of orangish brown are all seem to be of note, either given their size or the two larger ones that are near the town square, this one and this one, appear to be shops or something to that effect. Oh well, I can't find a smiley right now. I'll find it later. The house to the south, the kind of big T-shaped building to the south, a sparse light spills from it from behind heavy curtains, and a sign over the door creaks on its hinges, reading Bill Drath's Mercantile. The one to the north, the large kind of double-roomed, it looks like, building, a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern. I'm sorry, Blood of the Vine Tavern.
Blood on the Vine Tavern.
On. I read it right the right time. Looking closer, an N has been scratched over the F. So it used to say Blood of, but now it says Blood on. It looks like it was a nice tavern at one point. Like, years ago, this was a finely appointed tavern for a very large town. But it's all gone to shit. The windows are all boarded over, and it's just, the door's just like hanging askew open along with the sign, and it's seen better days for certain.
I guess that's one place we could look, because I really can't see anything else.
What are we looking for?
I don't know. Somebody. Figure out where we are. Maybe the nearest
You,
light.
you didn't have anything specific in mind.
I mean, I could use a drink.
It's pretty earlier in the morning, but
What's the reasoning for all these buildings in one place?
I assume it's a town, right?
Jess, we made the same character on accident. I'm just getting Casimir flashbacks. How do money?
Oh, actually, I meant to actually bring this up earlier. About the things we collected when we were in there, what exactly are we doing with that?
With what?
The
Nice.
the gear.
Malaya pulls out
The
gold.
the equipment we found?
I'll get
Do you mean the stuff that the kid stole?
I mean, we just took the crossbows, and I found a knife.
I think I have the smut book.
Yeah.
I've got someone's spell book. This frog on a stick.
Oh yeah, the spell
This
book.
bag of dookie.
I took. What did I take? I took a
I'm
cloak.
gonna put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
You stole a lot of stuff.
There was-
No, I took what I
Ooh.
needed. I left more than I took.
Yeah, you are wearing a cloak of protection right now, Jacob. You would have attuned to it, resting. So you can go ahead and add a cloak of protection to your sheet.
Nice.
It's the cloak you put on. Y'all got 4 potions of healing. There's a chain shirt if anyone wants it. And then a couple of extra, like, random items.
I asked for the spell book. I remember that now.
Mhm. You did.
I was actually going to. The reason why I was asking is, I was going to suggest we get the cloak to our more squishy, party member.
Oh, I got a potions. I got 4 potions of healing. That's right.
That's pretty good.
Those are the only 2 things I took though. There's like 8 things in that box.
I assume
You
that someone
still
picked it.
stole stuff from a woman's house. A dead woman. So I guess it's not really.
Okay, Rakus, as we're
That's an
walking through the
abandoned house. That's
village-
arguably free
she
game.
was
Oh
not
no,
nice.
no, wait. It's gonna get worse. As we walk through the village, Raxus looks around and says, "Perfect target for pillaging. Fear hangs in the air, undefended."
And
Rakus.
you're right too.
Done anything to us? Why would we do something terrible to them?
Why would you not?
Rakus.
That's not really an answer.
Fractus will be murdered by the Knights in.
The answer is because you can.
You were some privateer, weren't you?
Private.
You were a pirate?
We're much more than that. There are much more than that.
You didn't tell me you were a pirate.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
What's a pirate?
It's basically
They-
think of a bandit, but one that sails and attacks coastal towns.
Coastal. We traveled through the air. We have ships, but they do not float on the sea.
And I'm friends with Terry, the non-denominational holiday dragon.
Where's your flying ship right now then?
Yes, go have your
I
flying
was
ship take
separated
us
from my
home.
people, but mark my words, I will find them.
Are you saying that you are a space pirate and you did not tell me?
We do not think of ourselves as space pirates.
Because what you're describing sounds like space pirates, and I
You're a space
cannot
pirate.
believe we were down there for like a week without you telling me that you were a space pirate.
Did you
I
call
was,
anyone captain?
Not in my young life, no.
I realize this is
My
very hard to
people are.
believe, yeah?
I am young. I have not even achieved my rite of passage.
How old are you?
I do not know.
So you don't actually
What
know
is
you're younger.
I know I'm
age
young,
beyond the
I
concept
just-
of your people or something?
Yes, it is. It's elusive. We don't
You're-
age on the astral plane.
You're a rather pretentious bunch of people.
by right.
But anyway, yeah, no, I don't really want to pillage the village. I don't think we want to do that.
I am not going to pillage. I'm just
Oh.
saying it would be a optimal target.
I
Or
do
did we
appreciate
Are you
really
sure?
decide
there.
to pillage?
I have to ask, what makes you think anything in this city? You see how run down this place is, yeah?
Every village, every city has hidden secrets. Never know what you will
Sorry,
find
I'm trying
that
something.
can help us in the battle.
Mm-hmm. Sure. From what I can
battle?
tell, this is just
Against the Illithids.
What?
I don't think there's any Illithids here.
Yeah, ignore me on the side, by the way. I'm trying to figure out a roll 20 thing.
They don't
Okay.
have to be here. They're ever present, always a danger, waiting to entrap you and take over your
I've
mind.
been around a long time and I've never even seen an Illithid.
Because we
Right.
wiped them out.
would I know what those things might
We
be?
rebelled. Do not talk to me about Illithids. You know nothing. You don't know what we saved your kind from.
Roll a.
Yeah.
Roll a history check for me.
Can I as well?
25.
Do it.
Well,
Who is?
Taylor, you've already rolled yours. You got Space Pirates last time. But now that you're thinking about it, you know. With
No, I was
25
talking
and
about
26.
the other thing that he was talking about.
Okay, yeah, Illithids.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. Just for those of you that don't know what a Mind Flayer is, it is an cephalopodic looking humanoid. It's taller than a person, mucousy skin. It feeds primarily on. Actually, it feeds almost solely on brains and intellect. They will use their face tentacles to pry open a skull and suck out the brain. And they are tyrants and enslave lots of things.
No lie. I think they're probably one of the most horrifying
They are.
villains in fantasy.
Oh, definitely.
I really do. Yeah.
They're great,
Honestly,
though. I
watch
love
the if you don't know, I don't know, Seashells. You could watch the BG3, the Baldur's Gate 3 like initial cinematic trailer. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's honestly a perfect intro for what Illithids
Yeah,
are.
I mean it
Yeah.
is like oof. I mean it is gory though, so I don't know if you want to watch it with that in mind.
I mean, it's not terrible.
I don't know, dude. He like starts like decaying and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, fair. It's been a while
I
since
have
I've
had
seen
to
it.
dissect so many things. I think I'll be fine.
Y'all can
Okay, great.
always check it out later. That should give you a pretty good sense of.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Wait,
Have we decided we're not going to pillage, so we can go
We've
and figure out where we're actually
We're not pillaging.
This isn't a
Vakasorchi said he
one-man
isn't going
operation.
to.
I
I was merely stating the fact that it doesn't seem like the best tactical decision in the sense of
There we
getting materials.
So,
Half these buildings look like they can barely stand, let alone contain any value.
managed to get an image in roll 20. Aren't you proud of me?
Woo.
Yeah.
What is? Hold on. I have to like click that. Okay.
Wait, couldn't you just put that on Discord?
I mean, I could have, but for our internal audience.
Oh, right.
I mean, look at all the raw materials. You could harvest so much from this town.
Oh,
if anybody wants to come, I'm gonna go figure out where we're at.
Hey,
And I'm gonna
DM.
like
Yep, I'm
Yes.
with
towards
you.
the tavern.
I forgot to ask because I remember I did this last time, but how many books was I able to take with me from that house?
That's a good question.
Because I remember when I was in the library, I did say I wanted to take some like books that looked of value, like any possibly missing books of like first editions or anything.
That I do remember that. Unfortunately, any book that you take out of the thing decays to the point of falling apart.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have the smut book.
You do not have the smut book anymore.
Tragic.
About the spell book.
You do have the spell book, but it looks very aged.
What about the book that was like describing my life?
That one is gone as well.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I meant to let you know that when y'all got out that you weren't here. That's, yeah, I just forgot to mention it afterwards.
Do I have thieves' tools? I do have thieves' tools.
If you don't, there's an extra set in someone's bag now.
No,
My-
I was just checking because I was like, wait, did I grab that? Did I actually buy those?
All right. So you were walking into the bar, Yava.
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone else following?
Yolanda will
I'll
follow.
go there.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I think I'll follow too.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and crowd in.
Yeah.
All whatever, 7 of us. How many are there? 6.
1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 5,
Plus
6,
the
7.
beast who counts as like 2 people.
So that'd be 8 then.
Yeah. If the beast counts as 2,
7 and a
that's
half.
8. Yeah. All right. You head inside the tavern. You see a few people in here, but not many. It's about a 60-foot square. There's a blazing fire in the hearth, but it's not giving much warmth. There's a barkeep. You see 3 kind of darker-skinned women, all kind of sitting in a corner, sipping wine from nice goblets. And they kind of look over at you, sneer a little bit, and then look back and start talking amongst themselves in a language you're not really sure. It doesn't sound like common from where you are. Yava, you do pick up on a couple of words that are said. They're basically just like, ugh, peasants. It's kind of the general tone of the conversation, although they are marking you as not from Barovia, is one of the things you pick up.
Excuse you, I have a doctorate.
And then there is one other man sitting at the table. Or at a table, I'm sorry. Who kind of looks up as you walk in. This man has been through some shit. You can just tell from his face. He is sipping from a glass of wine. He's got a cloak kind of wrapped around him, but he's unhooded currently, and he looks up at all of you mid-drink and kind of like hastily swallows his drink and stands from his chair as you enter. He's paler, kind of a square jaw, light shoulder-length blonde hair, and he gives you a hint of a smile as you all walk in, and he says, "Please, friends, come join me at my table. We likely have much to talk about if you are who I think you are."
Well, who do you think we are? Well, Lion will walk over.
I'll
and sit down.
follow.
Do you just go where? Okay.
I'm not gonna follow. I'm gonna grab her arm and just have her stop.
Okay.
He's just gonna lean in and whisper, just very faintly, like, we don't know what he intends. Maybe try not take things for face value while we're in this place.
I was just gonna go talk to him. I wasn't gonna take anything from him.
I know. Just tread with caution.
It's not working on my end, so I'm just gonna send it to Discord. Sorry, viewers. This is the
Don't
man you
take
see.
candy from strangers.
Oh.
Or,
You mean
you know,
as we walk into the window, it doesn't make sense.
She wasn't taking candy. She was saying hello.
I would walk over to the barkeep.
Okay. The barkeep's kind of he's like a thinner, balding man, pale skin, his eyes kind of shrunken in his skull. And as you walk up, he is like cleaning a glass with a dirty rag, and he sets that glass down upside down, goes to the next glass, starts cleaning that with the rag, sets that one down, goes to the next one. He just kind of looks up at you as he's doing this.
Hey, I'm Yava, and I'm not entirely sure where we are at. Could you tell me where we're at?
A glass of wine costs 1 copper. Pitcher costs 1 silver.
Okay. Maybe, perhaps in a minute, but could you tell me where we're at?
Barovia village. He finishes his row of like 8 glasses and then pauses for a second and coughs, picks up the first glass and starts cleaning it again.
Yay! And I just kind of turn on my heel and go back to the group.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
well,
Malign,
Ruckus
you
asks,
had you walk up, or did you let yourself be stopped?
I let myself be stopped for a second, and then I ducked out of his arms and like
I would have.
continued.
I mean, he would have just let go after he paused, after the pause.
Okay.
And just walked with her.
Okay. As you get to the table, he says, please sit. I will get us a round of drinks if you want anything. Food if you need it. Whatever you need. Go ahead and have a seat. Make yourselves comfortable.
Sorry, who are you exactly?
Pardon my manners. I am Ismark Kolyanovic. I suppose the burgomaster of this town.
Burger what?
The bird.
what is that?
It's the head of the town. My father said some people call them like mayors or governors.
You're the leader of these people?
Recently, yes.
It is a shabby town.
Ruckus.
He frowns and nods.
Ignore him. He's
not the best with people.
He's just rude.
That's. I've seen my fair share. He doesn't offend me. Anyway, please sit. I got to show you that Barovian hospitality. Eh?
So as I go bouncing
Barovian?
back over, I would be like, "We're in Barovia." I don't know what that is, but we're in Barovia.
Would I know anything about that?
I think you've looked. I think you've rolled to try to see. You might have heard Barovia mentioned in a book.
I forget.
I think that's what we established the first time, that you had seen the name scrawled somewhere as being a valley.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. I remember now. You had it where I looked at a I found it on an old map, or
a list of
it was
places
just like
that have stuff.
Yeah, it was just like a valley, but it wasn't said there was like a settlement or even a country there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, yeah.
Anyway, one moment, and he walks to the bar, and he just, as soon as he walks up there, you hear the bartender. He goes, even though this man has clearly been in this bar before, he's just like, up 1 silver or 1 copper, pitcher 1 copper or 1 silver. Fuck, I can't even say anything. And as soon as Ismark hand waves it, and he's like, yeah, pitcher. And the guy starts pouring it after finishing his row of glasses. Pours the drinks, pours the pitcher from a small barrel, puts it on the table. Ismark takes some of the glasses under his arm. He counts, gets all 8 of them, the entire row, puts it on a little tiny tray, walks it over himself and sets it before you, and then anyone who glances back at the bartender takes out 8 more glasses, starts cleaning them. Just following that same pattern.
Is he alright?
He's...
No, he's not. He's not okay.
He's not all there. He's missing, soul.
A soul?
Yes.
What?
How are you missing a soul?
Some people are just born that way here.
No kind of
What
life
to do?
live.
Vracus will whisper to Yolanda, when should I start to threaten them?
Not
You
anytime
never
soon,
talk
no.
to normal people. Oh, that's a whisper. Never mind.
Kitty cat. Put you down.
He is holding up a cup with the pitcher for anyone who wants to take it. So if you want a glass of wine, you get your glass of wine. It's like a moderate table wine. It's not anything great.
I'll take one.
The lion will take one, sniff it, and then like sit it back on the table and push it away.
It smells like sour grapes. You're like, these have gone bad.
I will grab one and then like pretend to sip because.
In character and out of character. Out of character, Taylor hates wine.
Oh,
I don't hate wine. I just the way you described it is grapes that have gone bad. I'd rather have something that's nicer tasting, like flavored rum and vodka and other
Ugh,
mixed
vodka.
Both in and out of character people.
Yeah, you had me at
drinks.
rum, but you lost me at vodka.
That's
Okay,
fair.
but if you get cherry vodka and mix it with like Dr. Pepper, you can't taste it, and you can get really fucked up.
I'm not familiar
Well-
with cherry vodka. Dr. Pepper, however.
I prefer Dr. Pibb if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yolanda will take a glass to be polite.
Okay.
Probably not gonna drink a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad by any means, but it's definitely not a expensive bottle. You notice that there's not much other stuff in the way of drinking. Like there's no extra kegs or bottles or anything that would indicate there's any ale or anything like that. It looks like they have a pitcher of water on supply and wine. Anyway, this man pours for you all and then sits down across. Well, I guess you all are kind of gathered around him because he's at a large table, and he kind of leans into you all and says, I take it just at a glance, I don't mean to intrude, but you obviously aren't from around here.
Nope.
I wonder if. Sorry, to get Yankee. I wonder if they have any. If alcohol is a thing. Like, I wonder if they have ever had alcohol. Any of them.
I'm sure they have.
You're a space pirate.
Because they have so much time on their hands in the Astral Sea that they do a lot of craft work, so I'm sure someone makes drinks.
Can you get drunk in the Astral Sea if there's no
I
bodily
wouldn't think you
function?
could.
No, but you
What
could-
if someone's drunk and then goes into the Astral Sea?
That's the next.
You're
That's our next
perpetually
campaign.
You're perpetually drunk. That's a great fucking question, dude.
One shot.
That's the question. That's the question of the of the game. So far.
You have to make a con check anytime you're trying to move in a direction to make sure you don't spin the whole time.
Con 18.
Yeah, that'll be the Githani Knights Arc 2. No, yeah, you've likely had some form of alcohol before.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to, unless Raucus himself. You'd at least know what it is, I should say.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
He just kind of says, the nice thing about being an outsider is you're not aware of ongoing things, and I can get you up to speed fairly quickly without any of the moroseness. I need help, and I'm willing to pay, and I know quite a few people that would be willing to pay as well.
How much?
With what?
What's the deed?
With what?
Well,
The
as far as gold on me, I have roughly 200 electrum that I can dole out.
my jaw would just drop.
Yeah, it is a lot of money, even if it's an electrum. But also, half of you are just like, "What the fuck's electrum?" Moment.
I know what Electrum is.
Yeah. Like you've seen it, but it's like it's not a common coin for anyone who doesn't just like know offhand. It's 5
Visolis
silver.
always, Visolis
like
always
something
says,
going
"Hey,
around
invest
with
in
$100
invest in
bills.
Electrum."
Out of character. What is it? What is it again?
It's the in between of gold and silver. It's 2 Electrum, 1 gold.
Yeah, it's a $50.
So it's 100 gold, basically.
Yeah, it's 100 gold total. In addition, I have a. Well, if my understanding is true, there are other people that would likely aid you, and that could be monetarily as well. In addition, I can offer you information that is as priceless as gold as well.
And what kind of information is that?
Well, for one thing, you're not safe if you're in Barovia.
So we just had a house kill us or try to kill us.
He just
I mean,
like
it was on
It
one of
did kill me.
he puts his hands into his head and he's like, did the signs not? Someone knock down the signs again.
Yes.
I would suggest making those really, really big. Also, maybe one that says "Ignore crying child."
We put up like several. My father and I personally did this. One of them lit on fire as we were riding away.
Did you try
Goodness.
the house?
Yeah, that place is cursed,
I'm not going
guys.
to-
I'm pretty sure that place is cursed. No matter what they did, they probably couldn't do anything.
Well, it's burned down now, so it's kind of a moot point.
Allegedly.
No, it's not.
No, it
Allegedly.
isn't.
Oh, it came back to life?
No, we did. That's not what happened.
The inside was falling apart, but the outside looked exactly the same.
Oh, I must have stepped away for that. Huh. You mean the house that collapsed on me didn't actually collapse on me?
It was the it was your brain thinking it did to the point where you died of shock.
I thought it was like the blades in the doorway or something. No?
It was like the scaffolding. It was like the scaffolding within the house.
The entryway door, the entryway, like the little parlor, was like smushing on itself repeatedly,
Yeah.
like teeth.
That's what it was, yeah.
Also of note, I just like he said that you're obviously not from here, and I'm just gonna like look at myself like this. What? Huh? Okay. I'm just like confused.
Anyway, the job is relatively simple. I need someone to take my sister away from this village, away from the shadow of Ravenloft, of the castle.
Who is your sister?
What's the deal with the castle?
My sister's name is Irina, and the castle is where he can just leans in again. The Dread Lord lives there, and he's taken interest in my sister. He's sent communication and has had servants come by the house. Has assailed the house itself.
Who's the Dreadlord?
Strahd.
He?
She,
Right.
that's a she, man.
Isn't that who we met?
Come
You
here.
better.
He kind of just
That's
furrows his brow and like shakes his head. No, it's. I don't know what you're talking about. Strahd has ruled this land since recorded history, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, but like when we came out of big scary house that tried to eat us, she was outside and she had a wolf and she gave us this
You
cool
guys are
little
really
pie
hung
cut.
up on gender.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that emphasizing it like that just kind of comes off as, what's the word? Semantic, I suppose.
Also,
About
you
the same
know,
person here.
people can just, change their appearance however they want.
Yeah, it's pretty
I mean,
common magic.
Like change into Java.
He
See?
just like the guy at the table is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Now I change it to him.
Hey, please don't scare him.
Gosh, my eyes are baggy.
okay, I mean, I completely understand this, okay, guys, but I'm trying to make sure that we're talking about the same person. Because is there more
no
to this
one-
person, or do they just kind of flip around and do whatever they want?
No one has seen Strahd in hundreds of years, as far as I'm aware, so I don't know. All I know is that they have sent communication and has sent servants and then also assailed the house. He's the reason my father died recently. His heart gave out on him.
Condolences.
And I suppose that makes me burgomaster now, like I've said. And
Sorry, a what master?
Burgomaster. He's the mayor.
And the mayor of the burg.
The
Mayor of
town.
burgers.
Do you guys have burgers here?
I don't know what a burger is.
Big Mac.
Josh's world just has McDonald's.
Do you wait, pause. Do you have Burger Kings in
So you got a Whopper?
Does that make Strahd the Burger King?
Okay,
Yes.
hold on. We
Burger
went from
King.
McDonald's to Burger King, and those are not the same
Oh
thing.
wait, sorry. Do you have McDonald's in Ireland, right? I know McDonald's.
Of course.
Of course.
Mackey's,
Burger
right?
King.
Of course we have Burger King. We have KFC,
McDonald's
Burger
is
King.
everywhere.
We don't have
What about,
Taco Bell or stuff like
Do you
that.
guys do you have Five Guys?
We have one, yeah, and it's
Nice.
it's pretty good. It's probably my favorite, but it's very expensive.
Yeah. It really
I'm
is.
gonna
I
say
will
something
agree.
very hurt,
I
but I
remember
and Five Guys.
I remember
Seriously.
going to the KFC in England. I was supremely disappointed. I was there for like over a month, and I really needed some American food. And I got a biscuit, and it was a crumpet. I got the largest sizes.
We
of
don't
chicken
have
and fries.
biscuits.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
know, and
have
I'm
the-
offended. But
It's basically all a biscuit is like a fucking scone with a bit of a different texture. That's realistically it. But
it was not a fluffy, caloric,
We've
fat enhanced piece of bread.
I love this
Smothered with
this
jelly and
argument
butter.
of semantics on the differences of scones and biscuits and crumpets.
I
well,
would
you
like to
guys
argue
call.
that there's
Joey Penis.
Yeehaw!
That's a great intro back in. All right. So yeah, as Mark has just let you know that he needs you to look after his sister, and that his dad has died, and he needs you to take his sister away from the village. That's all he's said so far.
For 200 electrum.
Yeah, for roughly 100 gold.
What? Why? Why is the Dread Lord person after your sister?
Red Lord Pirate Roberts.
No.
From the context of the letters, it is a romantic interest.
What? Do you not approve?
They are a tyrant. They've been a tyrant on this land for thousands of years. Or at least hundreds.
You don't think your sister could sway the ways?
Don't
Well, is
wish
she
her to-
interested in him?
No.
Okay, then that's the.
Okay.
And furthermore, I'd worry
I feel
for
like
her
that was
safety.
obvious for them wanting to
Well-
leave.
Well, I
Well,
just.
to be honest, she doesn't want to leave, but it's not because she has any interest in the Strahd. It's because she can be stubborn. I'm
That's to force somebody against their will to leave?
she agrees that it is the best interest of her to leave. She agrees that it is the smartest plan, but she won't.
Why not?
Well, for one, we haven't buried my father, and two, she thinks the whole thing's hopeless. There's not much to go, but I think that if she at least gets out from under the shadow of the castle, it's literally, and he kind of like, he points to the window, which is closed, so you can't see out. But he's like, it's just on top of the hill. It's no trouble for him to come down from his high home, and
Lion will lean over to the soul. Go. I thought she was a lady. Why does he keep saying he?
Again, people can change how they look. And I'll turn into Strahd, or the woman version of Strahd we saw.
that looks.
That's very creepy that you do that.
He reaches into his like little
That-
coin purse, and
I find it rather interesting.
he holds up a gold coin, and on one side there is a seal of like a raven in the forefront with a tower in the background. On the other side, there is a profile of a face that does look like Strahd, but it is definitely a male's face. This is the only imagery we have of Strahd. So
there's a guy that rules your life, basically, and you don't really have a good picture of him.
we never see him. We just know that he holds sway over everything in this land, including the demons that have been assailing my house.
Demons?
Or
There's
whatever
demons
they
in your
are.
house?
Beasts and other creatures, things that throw fire. As I said, they've been tormenting us.
I have a dumb question.
Yes.
Why do you need our help? Why didn't you just leave?
There are, he counts, 7 of you. There's 1 of me. And while I would do anything for Irina, I do have a duty to these people now that my father has gone.
Okay. So,
She needs...
for protection?
Yes,
I'm
escort.
confused.
She needs... As I said, she doesn't want to leave, but I fear that it's partially because she doesn't think she'll make the trip. She's capable on her own. Our father taught us both to fight. But the roads are dangerous. Few travel in numbers smaller than 5 or 6. She would be very vulnerable on the move. However, there is a town to the northeast of here that I've heard is well defended, a town called Vallaki. It's walled. Apparently they don't get any of Strahd's minions inside. Based on the rumors, at least.
Well, it sounds like a good cause and good pay.
I don't want you to think that I'm forcing her to go. As I said, she agrees that it's a smart choice. She's just...
Skeptical about making a trip by herself?
Yes. She's worried it will draw more ire. She's worried what it will mean for the village here if she leaves and angers Strahd. I just want her safe.
Do you think she's right? That something bad will happen here if she leaves?
Bad things happen here all the time.
Are you paying us in advance?
Yes. There's a look of desperation in his eyes that you're gonna turn him down if he says no.
I accept.
He's good. I'm good.
You're not a bad person for wanting your sister safe. All siblings want that.
For their siblings to leave?
No, they want them safe. I know my siblings, if they saw somebody in the woods that wasn't dead, yeah, they would hide me quickly. They didn't care for others to see me, and they kept me safe. It's what all siblings want. You might yell, you might fight, but in the end, all you want is for your family to be safe.
I mean, my brothers locked me in the cellar one time, but...
I killed someone in my creche at 7 years old.
Oh, that's different. That's disturbing. But yeah, I'd be willing to help with this project.
I do have one other thing just a piece of advice. Your looks betray you as being outsiders, and people may try to take advantage of that or fear you for it. Barovians are taught from a young age that us, and he kind of like refers to himself and just kind of points to his face. There's not much. Someone. Every now and then we have people that come through the mists, and they don't look like us. And well, we don't. We don't fear you. Bad things usually happen to the people that come through the mist, so people might be mistrustful and think you're going to get them killed in the process.
That's not concerning.
Yeah, those ladies over there.
At first, I thought you were going to say they're going to be, not due to us being here and that stuff, dangerous stuff would happen. The source is just going to point to his horns. Most people tend to have a superstition already, so won't be anything new.
Oh,
Either way.
we are a plenty superstitious people. It's just we typically associate groups of strangers that look very strange as being people that are generally good. We just feared for our lives when you're around. But
Do you have any suggestions for? I mean, that one can change how he looks, but
I don't think you
not
need
the rest of us.
I don't think you need to hide how you look. Just don't be surprised when people are unwilling to help you based on it.
Good to know.
People don't want to associate with those that are going to get them killed. As far as other superstitions, well, don't harm ravens. Strahd controls the wolves and werewolves and bats of this land. Almost all strangers drawn here die. I'm sorry to tell you. Don't go into the fog.
How do we leave?
Yeah, that's a good question.
As he says, "Don't go into the fog," I'm gonna look over to the Gith and be like, "I told you so," and stick my tongue out at him.
Okay. There is no leaving unless you're one of Strahd's agents.
I don't. Okay.
What?
Yeah, to go into more detail about
alright?
that little, tism, I suppose.
I mean, I haven't had a problem with the mist personally, but I know people who have, which is why I told you guys to leave the mist. But maybe it's a me thing, but I don't work for him. I promise. I really don't. I don't know who that is.
Get to the point.
I've never had a problem with mist.
So you mean you
What,
can leave?
you've just walked through it then?
Yeah,
With
my
your
family,
friends. Yeah.
my friends and my family. But I mean, I've run into others who have tried to go with me and they get hurt, but I don't have that issue. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, I don't. I've never met Strahd Wanwanwich or whatever their name is, but I would say that maybe you're not entirely correct on who can and cannot go. That's all.
All I know is that I hear the Vistani can travel in and out of the mist, and they serve Strahd.
You have very false information, sir.
As he says this,
Vistani?
he is leaning even closer and kind of like covering his mouth from the three women in the corner.
Who are the Vistani?
The Vistani are my family.
More importantly, what are the Vistani?
We how to explain this? We're this is a long story. Can we? They're
So-
people. We're people. We're a people that we don't really stay with a village. I mean, I
You're
could show you.
nomadic.
Yes,
You're
yeah,
like-
there's that. And that's who I was raised by. They're my
Pardon,
family.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Mark Kolyanovic.
Ismark.
But the Vistani work for the Siri lady dude.
No, we do not. That's a lie.
When was the last time you were here?
That's a DM question. Have I ever been here?
You've not been to Barovia.
I've not been here, but like I said, it's not just one group of us. There's a lot of us, and we move around a whole lot. And I've never been here. Well, now I have, but my family's never been here, as far as I know. But there's a lot of us, and I.
So you can.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm confused.
I was confused
So-
like 5 minutes ago. I just
So
let it.
she's never been to Barovia, but she
Yes.
doesn't have problem traveling through the mist.
That's correct.
Yes,
W-
because I am Vistani.
There are other
Yes, no,
lands
I
than
get that.
Barovia.
I'm confused on. Are there more places with mist like this then?
Yes.
Okay, that answers my question then, because I was like, I was under the implications that Barovia was the only place that was like this in our general realm.
Out of character, so
In-
was I until he told me I'd never been to Barovia.
In character, it's the only place you've heard of that's surrounded by mist. Out of character, I can go ahead and tell you that every single Dark Realm, especially all of the new ones that just came out, or I guess all the ones that are remade, have mist
Oh,
walls.
the ones that came out in Van Richten Sky? Uh-huh. Okay.
They're all realms, and Vistani travel throughout a lot of them.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh,
Well-
that's a really cool map.
Well, you said there's a lot of you, yeah?
Yes, and I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but
Then don't speak for everyone, and some of them might be working for this person.
Regardless, I didn't mean
But-
to.
when you refer to us as a group of people, everybody assumes everybody. Yes? So I'm going to say everyone I know. Stani.
That might
They-
be people you know. That might not be the people these people have interacted with, though.
I have
They
Oh.
might have never even met the people you travel with.
all the same. I'd rather not.
He kind of Ismark kind of like tries to get your attention. He's like, all I'm saying is, and he kind of like his eyes drift towards the three people in the corner who you notice, Yava and everyone else. They do have quite a few colors mixed in with their garments, which would be kind of a familiar sign to you, Yava. He just kind of drifts his eyes towards them. Information that we have spoken. Maybe not our entire conversation, but information that we have spoken at the very least will have traveled to Strahd already. If not, by the time you leave.
How?
Well, I mean, he did that thing where he like looked at us when we picked up and I'll show the pearl, and it was like when he picked up this, he was looking at us and whatnot.
He has eyes and ears that are willing to serve him. I apologize if I offended your people. I just go with what I have heard. Regardless.
Wait, I'm sorry, if the Strahd has overheard this conversation and doesn't want Irina to leave and is like super powerful or whatever, wouldn't he just stop, he or she, or just stop us from doing that?
That is a risk, yes. I'm hoping that I've spoken quietly enough that the general plan has not been given to him, whoever, would likely be aware that we have spoken at least. So, and if that is the case, then time might be a valuable thing. Regardless, if you do agree, I can go get the coin for you now, and you can meet Irina. I have some supplies as well that you can take.
Okay, it might be best that we meet her first so that she knows who she's traveling with. And not just get thrown into a bunch of weirdos.
Especially since some of us are kind of scary and rude on first introductions.
And like to steal things.
He stands from the table and says, "Well, in that case, I suppose follow me."
Lion will walk close to him.
Okay.
You said your father passed and hasn't been buried yet?
That is
Why?
correct.
It's not good to leave them above the ground for too long.
I know it's... We would have to make the trip to the churchyard, and it's some distance, and we were worried about... I was worried about Irina's safety traveling outside of the house. But if
Does he have to be buried on church ground? I've buried many people.
I suppose it would... He doesn't have to be, but it would be his wishes to be consecrated for the Morning Lord. Are you a servant of the Morning Lord?
No, I serve Mother.
Just confused face from Ms. Mark. As y'all are having this conversation, you're walking towards the manor at the south end.
I think most other people call her Melora. We don't call her that in my family.
I'm not familiar, I'm sorry.
She's the earth. She's the sea. Keeps us safe.
The only thing we have is the Morning Lord and Mother Night. Mother Night has turned against us, given us over to Strahd. Her servants come out at night now. And the Morning Lord hasn't been seen, and sometimes we fear that he's dead. Regardless, I don't mean to be more dour than usual. And you get, as you kind of get to his house as he's saying this, you can see his home. A weary-looking manor squatting behind a rusted iron fence, the iron gates of which are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, the left swings lazily in the wind with a kind of constant squeal clang as it mindlessly just bangs back against itself. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself, but against the walls the growth has been trampled down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the exterior walls, and great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. There is not a pane nor a single shard of glass standing whole in any window, and all the windows have been barred with planks from the inside, each of the outsides marked with the stains of evil omen.
Oh.
The house has been wrecked. It's been assailed by something.
What a very lovely home you have.
At one point it was, yes. I appreciate the the kindness.
What did you say was attacking you guys?
A number of things. Zombies and these flying things that grow fire and quills, like spines. Lots of things.
Are these things gonna attack us if Irina comes with us?
I mean, they
Probably.
could, so... Like I said, there is safety in numbers and safety in a sense of confidence as you travel. Travel during the daytimes, hide and rest at night. Most of the attacks here have happened at night.
Okay, cool. Great.
He walks through the gates and kind of like signals y'all to follow on, and he gets to the front door. He kind of raps on it. There's a long pause. Finally, you hear the clicks and the scraping of a board as multiple locks and the barricade on the door are withdrawn from the inside, and the door cracks open ever so slightly, and you hear a voice inside say, "Ismark, is that you?" He says yes, and after a brief hesitation, the door is pulled open. There's a woman on the other side of the door. I'm going to go ahead and put her likeness in the Discord for you as well. Not with armor right now. But this woman kind of looks at you and then looks at Ismark and looks past him. Ismark, I take it you've met some friends, and I take it that these are the ones you're going to send me with. Hi.
Hello.
Well, come on in. This woman she's a strikingly handsome woman, I guess you could say. But there is a gauntness and kind of a sorrow in her expression. But she pulls the door forward, and you can all wander into the house. The interior of this house is well furnished, yet the furniture shows signs of great wear. This is very old antique furniture. Notable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of an amalgamation of holy symbols basically covering every inch of the walls in every single room. In a side drawing room on the floor, you see a wooden coffin made from the scraps, and you see like there's like a chest of drawers that has been broken apart, and most of the wood for the chest of drawers has been fashioned into a crude coffin, which is surrounded by wilted flowers, and inside you see the body of an older man that looks fairly like Ismark. Welcome to my home, I suppose, Ismark says to you all as you wander in, and then he follows you in and shuts the door and bolts it behind all of you.
The lion's focused on the coffin. She does not like that there is a body that's not out in nature, not in the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sitting in a house, probably smelling like death.
Yeah, it's faint, but it is there. It's not been many days, you can tell, just at a glance. Maybe 4 or 5 at most.
Alright.
Ismark, nothing happened while you were out. My name is Irina. It's nice to meet all of you.
Hi, Yolanda.
Sorry, seashells.
You're good.
Hi,
Yeah,
you're very beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks. I now look like her.
That is Ooh, Ismark, that might actually be helpful.
Really?
Actually, yeah, that she has a point.
While that is extremely creepy, if he's looking for her, yes, that would be very helpful.
You're clever.
It's not a... I wouldn't say that we should do that unless absolutely necessary. I don't want you to get harmed on my account. I've told Ismark that I don't... You see them just kind of like looking at each other like, I know you're right, but I don't want to admit it because that would be admitting you're right. It's kind of the general look between them just then.
Oh, but it might be. Yeah, it would be useful to have like a decoy copy person.
Anyway, I'm going to go fetch that coin and see if I have anything that might be helpful for you on your road. Or do you have any? Do you need anything? We have some spare weapons lying around.
Have any? I don't know. Alcohol?
Maybe a little bit, but we can also go get some bottles from the inn if need be.
Do you have
Yeah,
any?
I'd rather.
Go ahead.
Like food.
Anything other than what they had at the inn.
No. Just the great mash.
Really want to bring the nasty rotting grape juice with us?
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I've had better, but I've had worse.
Traditionally, on ships when long travel, they would run out of water and they would have to drink mead or other alcohol. Sometimes it wasn't the best, so you take what you can get.
Yeah, exactly. What if the water is poisoned and we have to drink nothing but alcohol?
That could be fun.
As Ismark just like shakes his head and walks off, and he's like, "You wouldn't be much different from most Barovians then."
Good, we'll fit right in.
Yes. Anyway, I take it Ismark has. I don't need to. Ismark has already told you that I am reluctant to leave.
Yes.
I don't want people being hurt on my account, and I fear that this will happen.
Well, that's why we're being paid.
I suppose so, but still, that's risking your life.
From what I hear, it's risking a life if we stay here anyways. So
She just kind of shudders.
Yeah, from what your brother said, we're kind of in danger here anyways, and we can't really leave, so...
We can't leave yet.
I can.
Well, yeah, except you.
That man draws people in, and he's an awful person from what I hear. He doesn't do anything to save this land, so he must hate it.
I'm confused. Is he like that one over there? Because last time I'm confused. He was a woman, now he's a man.
You know,
we don't have things like this in the forest.
I feel like that doesn't really matter here, right?
Maybe not to you, but it is mighty confusing for us.
I mean, why can't we just refer to Strahd as they, them, to make just everything easier?
Make things a lot easier.
Now I'm confused.
We met somebody who introduced himself as Strahd, but it was a female.
She like cocks her head to the side. There's confusion. She kind of like
now you understand why we're
closes
confused.
her eyes and blinks it away for a moment. I wouldn't know. The letters they sent to me gave no indication. Just that.
So wait, you're saying this person is obsessed with you and you've never seen them?
Not that I know of, no. I've had dreams of eyes watching me. And I could have sworn that they were real, but...
That's why I don't sleep.
That's creepy.
That's so creepy. Thanks, buddy.
Well, I was referring to her thing, but his, yeah.
It is Mark.
It was all creepy.
Did you find what you're looking for? She's like, oh shit.
Uh,
I apologize for them.
If you don't sleep, you can't have dreams. Duh.
Most people need sleep, or we get all loopy
And dead.
and dead.
I also know of people who don't sleep and they have awake dreams. We call those hallucinations.
Awake dreams.
Awake. I was hoping nobody was going to say
I'm
that.
sorry.
I was going to if he didn't.
About that time, Ismark walks downstairs and he has like this relatively large like burlap sack that's jingling as he comes down, and he's got a kind of bundle in his arm. He has a short sword, a short bow, and a crossbow, like a light crossbow, kind of under his arm. And
Bolts?
yeah, with bolts. And he walks to the table and kind of like sets it all down at like the coffee table in the kind of living room area. I will start going to get some food prepared as well. I assume dried foods. We have some. Was there anything else? If you want to take the gear, that's fine. Irina, your stuff is ready. Just go grab it when it's time.
Do you have any pipe tobacco or anything like that? Maybe some parchment.
My father might have some pipe weed. Yes.
If you're willing to separate with it, I would like it if you don't mind.
I don't use it, so yes. Though I might reserve some and seem to calm him down. And I need something.
Of course, no. Just you don't need to give me too much. Just however much you're willing.
Of course.
Keep more for yourself if need.
Irina, if it's okay with you, this one. She says that she has buried remains before. She might be able to do this for us.
I take care of those who get lost in the forest. I return.
That's creepy.
Yeah, a little bit, but
My forest is also sick, and people who wander in don't typically end up wandering out.
I mean, it is a little bit creepy, but that's good that you help.
My family's always done it. It's just what we do. It's what we were called to do.
Irina kind of is thinking over, and finally she says, Father would want his plot. He'd like to be buried next to Mother. But if she doesn't mind doing the burial itself, I wouldn't be opposed. I don't think Donovich is doing services. He hasn't in months from what Petrova told me.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to repeat that. My mom asked me a question, so I had to take my headphones off.
No problem. Just out of character, she said she wouldn't mind if you did the burial, but she would like it to be done at the churchyard. And she doesn't think the priest there has been doing services for quite some time.
We can all go to the church. It doesn't take too long to bury a body.
Out of context,
this
that sounds really, really scary.
Go ahead, Seashells, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Is this something you want us to do on our way to wherever we're going?
I mean,
Or
we can leave from there. I will get all of my things. I need to see that he is at rest before I even think about leaving this town.
This seems like a useless gesture. Are we receiving compensation?
Ragus.
Why would you receive compensation for something I'm doing? I'm
Going
helping
out
the
of our way
family.
to do it.
It is on our way out of the town.
Ismark,
well.
Ismark from like the kitchen's like, you can stay here if you really want to.
You could go with and get paid.
Irina just
Or
like holds up a finger like 1 moment, and she wanders upstairs, kind of hurriedly.
Rakus, what are you even gonna do with money?
To be fair, this place doesn't look like it exactly has the best kind of riches for many things.
Ismark
Plus, from the way you describe your people, you guys don't seem like you have a concept of money or an economy.
I mean, if they're pirates, they.
We certainly do.
Well, just because
While we do have manufacturers and
just because they're allegedly pirates doesn't mean they have a sense of
They're
currency.
definitely pirates.
The pirates who don't do anything.
I will believe it when I see it.
Ooh. Sorry.
you
Wait, what is it?
you should not wish
That was a
that.
weird ooh. What is it?
It was.
It was just. It sounded like a burn to me. I don't know if that was how it was intended, but it was.
I mean,
good.
a little bit, yeah.
If you see it, it is the harbinger of your death.
I've
There
already
goes my
met.
journey.
I've already met the harbinger of my death. I think you're going to have to try again.
Oh, anyway, here are those rations you asked for. Smirk just like wanders in the room. He's noticing the tension. He's like, you don't know each other, do you?
Not at all.
Nope.
We got
Who I just met the other day.
Although I was stuck with this guy for like a week in like underground tunnels, but that's about it.
He sighs. He's like, I've already agreed to pay them. Please don't get her killed squabbling. There's so much out here that is out to kill you that you don't want petty differences coming in.
I would have to agree. Like, I'm okay if I choose to be alone, but I don't think I want to be alone anytime soon. So, can we maybe fight a little less?
I mean, I don't plan on fighting when there are like things attacking us.
It clearly seems in my best interest to fight with you, so you can trust my sword.
Yeah.
And say what you want about my people,
That sounds like
which you know nothing about, but we do have a sense of. We do have a code.
If they're anything like you, they probably don't last very long.
Says the overgrown cat.
We have many uses. I don't know what pointy-eared yellow people could have to offer.
Is being pet among your uses?
Ragus.
I mean,
he's very cute.
Malayan's gone
Which
over
is
to the
why
coffin
he
and
is-
started doing some burial rites in the house.
Yeah.
Just in the house.
Yava, just for some real quick, the place that you are from last that's notably like this was a place known as Kalakari. There is a great family that rules over the place, and it's a lush, like, kind of like jungle archipelago, kind of like Cholt. But basically, if you piss off one of the royal family members, it's like instant death. So you're used to kind of at least hearing about these political things. And right now it's embroiled in the civil war between the siblings that want to take over this land. That's just for some background on where you were from. So you're familiar with the mists, but this is a very different place. You're from like a jungle-ish. At least that's the last domain you were in. regardless. So while Malayan is doing funeral rites,
I would be rummaging around the stuff that was brought down.
okay. Yeah, there is a light crossbow, a short sword, and a short bow. The short bow and the light crossbow both have 20 missiles for each of them, respectively.
I would just pick up the bolts.
Okay. 10 extra rations are brought in. Y'all can distribute those how you see fit.
I have this cool magic bag that can hold stuff. That helps.
I got a lamp that can hold stuff. I don't see what's so special at your bag.
I think it's cool. It took me a while to figure out how to do it, but
Cool bag.
who's having sex?
I was about to say it sounds like somebody's
That's not
back there.
that's not what that is, thankfully.
Someone clapping their hands.
Very vigorously, yes. Sorry about
That-
that.
It's okay. If you wouldn't mind going to push to talk for the time being.
He's already done it.
Alright.
I think I'm gonna jump off here now.
Okay.
I need to get up soon. So I gotta
That's fair.
get a couple hours. I wanted to jump in just to see sort of where we were heading so I didn't miss too much.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll keep the beast can keep an eye on the house with his mark.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
See you next time.
Yep, see ya. Alright, so the beast volunteers to kind of stay with Ismark while they go to the funeral. Ismark is going to watch the house even though he'd rather be at the funeral, but he's trusting y'all to get it done, and he's worried that if all of them, if he's out too and people see that, then it's a good signal that the house is free for whatever Strahd plans to do to it. But if y'all are ready, Irina comes downstairs wearing a breastplate. She has a rapier and kind of like a dagger slung to her, like behind her back almost. And she seems outfitted. She has a small bag with her. You see a couple things hanging off, like just a standard kind of like adventuring kit. It looks like she has a tent for herself and bedroll and 50 feet of rope because no one else. Everyone has 50 feet of rope. And she seems equipped to kind of at least visually, she looks like she's gonna be able to take care of herself.
Alrighty. Somebody's gonna have to carry because I'm not strong.
I live my life in a library most of the time nowadays.
Irina just points to Brackus. This one talks a lot like he's drunk.
He does.
Fine.
We're gonna be good friends.
Thank you, Brax.
Alright, so as long as there are two of you on the coffin, it won't be too hard. He's not very heavy, and the coffin is made out of like furniture rather than actual. It's not a good sturdy coffin, so it probably is
It's an
fairly
IKEA
light.
coffin.
It's an IKEA coffin, yeah. They knocked down their Dementlu.
Yeah. Riolanda will help with the coffin, and it'll be just tilted at a weird angle because she's so much shorter than Brackus.
Yeah, sure. Just don't tip
You
him out.
hurt more than you help. Back off, little one.
Aw.
I don't mind helping.
Beast.
Beast is
staying.
here. I
All
will. I can try and help. At least we're somewhere near the same height.
And Furbolg's technically, even though you don't have a super high strength, you technically can carry double what someone normally could, your strength.
But I'm not a furbolg.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah.
I mean, you just confused the shit out of me, dude. I was like, what just happened?
I am fully immersed. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I'm only
Well, Ryan has
4'11",
siblings for
but I
that.
actually have the strength of a furbold.
Yeah. I completely just forgot for a moment that she isn't actually a furbolg. Holy shit. Okay. Anyway, yes, no problem. You can get the coffin to the graveyard. As you're approaching the graveyard, you kind of get like a visual of it. It's atop a slight rise. It's actually kind of against the roots of the stone pillars, and as you're going there, the fog kind of breaks, and you see this massive castle miles high in the air atop a cliff face, kind of overlooking the entire valley. So you get the sense that that's what Ismark was talking about Ravenloft being right there. Even though distance-wise it's very far away, it does kind of loom over you from the top of this cliff. This church has also obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries, and it seems worn and weary, wants to collapse on itself. There's a bell tower rising in the back. You can see the faint outline of a bell. And a flickering light shines through the holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load, and the wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire. And as you're approaching, Irina says, "As I said, I don't think Father Donovich is, well, to be honest, he hasn't made calls or rung the bell for services in months. My friend says that she, a few weeks ago, she told me that she had went up there and he had turned her away. But if you want to try, obviously we can. Otherwise, I say we just go around."
I think we should go. I don't think he's gonna like me intruding on his territory. But the dead need to be buried. And if he's not gonna do it, somebody has to.
Well, I guess we go around then. And you...
He said he wanted for him to be buried here?
Yes, there is a plot where Mother was buried, sorry, around here, and she kind of gestures that it's like over here-ish, and that's where the gate is as well, kind of where that stop and turn is, so it won't be much of an issue to get to there. And the gate is not locked or anything, you could just walk right in.
Malaya will walk in, lead the way, knowing not where she's going.
Okay.
She's just heading in a general direction.
Yeah, Irina kind of just walks up and like puts a hand on Malayan's like elbow and gently like turns her, like steers her towards the where the coffin should be laid to rest. And indeed, you get to a spot, and she points to a gravestone. The name since has long been faded, but there's a single solitary, at least there remains of a long dead flower. And she's like, "This is my mother's grave, and Father's right. Well, she kind of like gulps, steels herself. He'll be right here to the left."
Malaya will put a gentle hand on her arm. Death is not the end. She'll start going through the rites that she knows.
Okay.
Completely different from the Morning Lord.
Yeah, of course. You get a new map. You can actually put yourself on this one. Y'all will be right here. Well, this is where the grave is going to be. Speaking of, anyone got a shovel?
A what?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, a shovel?
Oh no, the grid squares are too small.
I have
I think it's the
staff, I have rations, and that's about it.
Yeah, I don't have a shovel. I feel like I should have a shovel, but I don't.
I feel like this is the graveyard. There should be a shovel around here somewhere.
You don't see any.
Probably.
I only have nothing.
This kind of sucks.
This is more trouble than it's worth.
I guess.
If Malaya can't easily find a shovel, she will walk up to the back of the church where the doors are and bang on the door.
Okay, give me 1 second. Hey, bitch, we need a shovel.
We need a shovel.
Right. There are no back doors to this church, unfortunately. You'll have to go through the little gate. Go back up to the front.
She'll grumble and she'll walk around.
Alright. Does anyone else want to go? Irene is going with you.
Varakis, are we just gonna keep holding this, or you want to set it down?
He will put it down.
Oh man, and that was okay. Too far.
Can you use Mage Hand as a makeshift shovel?
I mean, it will work as good as a normal hand. Probably.
Can you use Can it act as 3 hands as you dig?
Sure.
I'm not gonna do that. I was just kidding.
Mentally, some of the dirt moves.
He doesn't care enough, but that just sounds like it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it's 1 extra hand doing about as much as a hand can do in dirt.
No.
I mean, a hand can do a lot in dirt if it's not like compact.
If it catches a rock though and hurts itself in it, it's just gonna puff out of existence.
Yeah.
There's no way I can convince you that I can create one, right? It'd take me an hour. You could find one quicker.
You could find one quicker, unless you really want to take the hour. About that time, Irina and Malayan at least are getting to the front if no one else went up there.
I mean, though? Is that something I could do?
Yeah, you can start making one.
Okay, I'm gonna start making one.
Okay. Yeah, right tool for
Just
the
a
job.
normal shovel.
I mean, that's what the ability's for, making shovels when you need to bury bodies. I can't
What
think of anything else.
ability is it?
The right tool for the job. It's something I get as an artificer. I can just make whatever tool we need.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But it requires an hour of uninterrupted work.
Ah.
Brackus will interrupt you.
Practice is successful.
A bit of a guess.
It's very distracting.
He's complaining and whining.
I would get used to that pretty quickly.
It's not very effective. Alright. The doors open after Irina walks up and knocks and the door just kinda creaks open. The doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall itself is unlit and reeks of mildew. There's 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, that lead to small chambers, you would imagine. Malayan, since you're kind of up there, you can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer, just over and over. And suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor. Someone shouts, "Father, I'm so hungry!"
I'm gonna pop Eyes of the Grave.
Okay. Do you mind linking eyes for me? You don't see anything. There doesn't seem to be anything within the chapel itself, and this sound seems to have come from under the church.
If you're going to leave your dead above ground, at least leave the shovel out for those of us who care enough to put them into it.
The prayer had stopped when the scream went off just for a second. You see the kind of elderly, kind of portly man. His hair is kind of wild and askew, and he's got giant bags under his eyes, and he kind of looks up. when the screen goes off, shudders a little bit, goes back to his prayer, and then you say that, and he like looks up. Hello. What is it you need?
I need a shovel so that I can bury the burger.
Yes, I can do that. And he
Need a shovel.
just wanders towards you. He goes to the store right here. Goes inside. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal it. He goes inside this room. Is in there for a second. You hear some things jostling around. He comes back up and he's holding a pickaxe, a spade, or a hoe, whatever you want to call it, and a shovel. Sorry. They would get taken or destroyed. Here. He just walks up to you with like no indication that he cares who you are. Sorry for the ping.
Sorry, I forgot I had push to talk on. Malayan will take them, kind of glare, and then look to Irina and come, let's bury your father.
She's just like really freaked looking. She's not okay with what just happened. She just turns and walks without saying anything to Donovan. And as she's walking off, the priest is like, Irina, your father. Oh, sorry. Just hear him go back to his prayers.
I've already given the funeral rites.
Okay, thank you. Just hear him go back to reciting prayers to the Morning Lord. All of you out here, give me a perception check just to see if you caught that scream. Anything above a 15.
Passive or actual
If your passive is above 15, you heard it. Otherwise, you can roll a check. So, Yolanda, you would have heard it. You were close, anyway. Rakus, you heard the scream. You didn't hear necessarily the dialogue, but you definitely heard the scream itself.
And this was over in this direction?
Yeah, from the church.
You said over a what and you hear it?
15. So you heard it too, Yava.
What was that?
What was what?
Did anyone else hear screaming from in there?
Yeah.
Seems like it's no business of ours.
It's nothing good, I can tell you that.
By now, when I finish
Malayan will
making my shovel.
Malayan will start digging the grave with a shovel that she's procured.
Okay. Yeah, and you quickly get a sense of why he gave you the hoe and the pickaxe too. This ground is, even though it's muddy, it's very dense. Yeah, like Captain America, it's very dense.
Oof.
That's his superpower. He's dense. I don't mean that in a negative way. He's just dense. That's why he's better at things.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, just stop! Stop making fun of me.
All right. No, but
Is my shovel done being made?
you've probably still got about like, it takes an hour, right?
Yes.
They probably weren't gone more than 15 minutes. So they have all the stuff, but you can keep making it if you want to.
No, I'd stop.
Okay. So you have like a half-formed shovel. Like you have this very nice shaft for. Yes,
shaft.
I know.
I have a rod.
Yeah. Seashells groans uncomfortably. But you can start digging. It'll probably take you about a half an hour to get the grave dug if y'all are working together on it.
Malayan's gonna work on it. She doesn't care who helps.
Right.
I'm gonna be freaked out about the scream and keep watch.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, are we not gonna go see what that was, or?
I still have no idea what you're talking about.
There was a blood-curdling scream.
From inside the church, yeah.
It might be the father starving his son.
It was at the church. I'm not sure what it was. It's creepy.
Yeah, this whole place is pretty creepy, I'm gonna be honest.
Should we check it out after the burial? That's a child.
You.
It
It
sound
wasn't
like
a child?
It didn't sound like a child.
It sounded like an adult. Probably somebody in their early 20s, late teens.
If I'm being
That's specific.
honest, it sounded like Doru, the Father Donovich's son, but he died 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh. Okay.
So he might be keeping something in his basement that he shouldn't be keeping in his basement.
That sounds a lot like not our problem.
Yeah.
I tend to agree.
That sounds like a lot of fuck that shit.
I mean, I guess we're not. If it's like a ghost or something, we're not gonna necessarily be able to do something about that.
Can you fight a ghost?
There are ways, from what my siblings told me.
But have you ever fought
mean,
a
I've
ghost?
I mean, I've never. That's what I'm saying. If there's a ghost, I'm not sure what we're gonna do about it. If there's like a person being tortured in a church basement, then we might be able to. Might be a good idea to stop that.
Then you want to attack the guy torturing someone?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Are you? None of you are concerned about this?
I mean,
No, I'm
very concerned.
but there are other things that I need to focus on right now.
Yeah, we kind of have to get. What is your name? Irene?
Rena.
Irina. We have to get Irina away from this place. Or else some creepy person is going to come take her.
I guess.
You'll hear another scream, just now that you're aware that it's happening. Even Jean, you hear it this time. Still not sure what it's saying, but you hear it again.
All right, guys. I'm fully aware of we need to prioritize, but that sounds pretty bad.
I mean,
So, what do you want us to do?
are we
Investigate?
just gonna? Yes.
I
Why?
love the image of just Malayan digging a grave by herself while all of us are arguing.
Yeah.
I've just got the pickaxe, so I'm just kind of leaning on it.
Irina starts helping you dig, by the way.
I'm just saying, if it's a ghost, what are we going to do? If it's the priest torturing his son, what are we going to do? Kill a priest?
What's wrong with killing a priest?
I don't see a problem.
Oh, no,
The priest is doing something as heinous as torturing.
That's how you get cursed, though, is when you kill priests and stuff.
Well,
Well, I'm here doing his job for him. He's not doing much of it being a priest right now.
Yeah, he's a bad priest. He's still a priest.
I think that kind of voids it out. I think I'd have to
be. You could be a bad cobbler and still make shoes. People will call them flip flops.
What's a flip flop?
Don't worry, you'll find out later.
A bad shoe, apparently.
They are a bad shoe.
They're intrinsically bad.
Your obsession with labels and terms and how people define themselves is irrational.
Why do you have to be such a rude person all the time?
He's a gift.
I simply
don't know what a
state
gift is.
facts.
They're a lot like Drow.
Be glad you're not like your people.
Have you tried?
Your people are more rude than I have ever been. We can't even enter your city.
I don't know who those people are.
And I'm telling you, you should be glad. I am
Okay.
sorry if I come across as abrasive. I don't have much experience with... I don't have any experience with those not of my kind.
Well, would you be open to learning, or are you just kind of stuck in your ways? Because, I mean, I'm pretty knowledgeable on things, and I mean, I can't completely help some things, but I mean, kind of give you a couple pointers on not telling the truth, but in a nicer way.
What's everyone's passive, by the way?
10.
10.
16.
Okay.
15.
15. Okay.
Mine is 13.
I don't know if John's back. But regardless, Yolanda, you kind of think you hear someone, you look up, you don't see anyone. It's fine. You'll hear another scream. Also fine.
Does Malayan hear anything?
You're 16, and you in the middle of working? No. And it was closer to her.
I could have sworn I saw.
Oh, what?
I'm not sure. For a second I thought there was someone else here, but I don't see anyone now.
Like a ghost?
You'll all hear someone clear their throat. That's not any of you.
Uh-oh.
Roll around, look for.
Yeah, my head's up,
Okay.
left and right.
Yeah, you'll hear a voice coming from up here. Well, look at what we have here. This is quite interesting.
Where's the voice you said?
Up on top of this crypt. We've got quite an interesting spread, it seems. How do you all do?
What exactly is sitting on the roof?
You don't see anything.
Identify yourself.
Oh, gladly. You hear a mutter of some kind of arcane words, and the invisibility spell fades, and there is a very pretty boy elven man
Oh no.
sitting atop the crypt. Well,
Who are you?
Why is pretty boy? Oh no.
Why are you up there?
it seemed like a good place to sit. Anyway, I am Escher. You can call me Escher if you would like.
Usher?
No.
Damn it, John.
You made the same damn joke.
You set yourself up for that, Parker.
I know. All right.
And now I just have a stupid Usher song going through my head. Thank you.
Yep, just
Yep,
like that
thanks.
time. Well, anyway, names.
Why? I don't
Our
know.
names?
Malayan?
Thank you. Someone with some courtesy.
You're the one who's sitting on top of a roof, invisible, staring at us.
Oh, I usually walk around
I do
invisible.
not know much about courtesy, but I'd say that you failed on that aspect.
I would have to agree. So look, you got this.
How far along in my burying process am I at?
You're like, you need like 5 more minutes of concentration. Irina's like looking
Please
up,
just
like
bury the body.
Irina's just like stopped and is just staring at him and is kind of like backed up against like the wall right here. Just like put Malayan and almost Fracas like around her.
Malayan's gonna continue to work. She's frustrated.
Raucus will step in front. He
Okay.
doesn't want to.
Oh, come now, don't be
Well, my name's kind of hard, but most people call me Yava.
Yava. Ah, okay. I'm not here to harm you if that's what you're thinking.
Why are you here then?
Well, the master couldn't be here for the ceremony, but he... Well, y'all know the truth. She thought it would be respectful to send at least an envoy, protege, whatever you want to call me, she wanted someone here to express their condolences and be here to help with the grieving process.
It is a she. Okay. Oh.
We've just been calling them they. It makes things a whole lot less confusing.
Yes, it is Escher. Well, it's Alucard depending on the art, but it's Escher.
I was gonna say, I love that you just made him Alucard. My boy. My beautiful boy who got done dirty so bad.
Well, by all means, continue.
As it clicks in my head that he's here for Strahd, I'm gonna like kind of put myself closer to Irina.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want, Escher?
Well, that's a very...
He already said that he's here to pay his respects.
I was going to say that's a...
It's more than that.
Are you speaking philosophically? Like, what do I want in life?
I actually would be curious to hear about that, if you don't mind, but maybe a later
You're not
discussion.
here for that, and neither is he.
I mean, that's your opinion, not mine.
I dabble, so I want a bit of everything. Not the situation to go into a lot of that, but regardless, is there anything I can do to help? Would you like some help with that grave deer?
If you wouldn't mind.
Ah, yes. And he hops down from it, just like right in Vracus's face. Excuse me.
Thank you for your help.
He picks up like the hoe and just like helps scrape dirt out.
It's not good to keep bodies above the ground too long.
Definitely not. They can turn into the weirdest things. Reminds me of a funny story, but again, not the time or the place. I do, however, think that it is of my best interest to tell you, probably shouldn't go snooping around inside the church.
Didn't really plan on it.
Why not?
I'm fairly certain the group consensus was to not go.
Oh,
It's
even
none of
better.
our business.
Y'all are brighter than the last group.
What did the last group do?
Oh, they let something out and I had to go put it back in.
Ah, I see.
What did they let out?
They let out a punishment, if I'm being perfectly honest. Someone made a not-so-wise choice and received punishment from my master, and is cursed to remain under the church. They made the mistake of letting said person out. I had to go retrieve them before there was too much chaos within the village, and, well, here we are. I'm sent to babysit.
Because that's what's screaming.
Yes, probably.
Punishment for what?
Well, betrayal, going against one's lord, is a crime usually punishable by death, but this was particularly egregious. There was spit involved.
That is an unforgivable crime.
Agreed.
Spit?
The boy spit at the master.
And that's punishable by death?
No, the insurrection and rebellion was punishable by death. The spitting was punished in other ways.
What are they doing to him?
Does it matter?
No one's doing
Now
anything
that
to
we
him.
know.
I think it's more what's been done.
He's been given a gift and he is not able to embrace said gift. I guess you could put it. With that, the grave finally gets... It's a decent enough depth.
Irina, does he have to be in the box?
That is the tradition. There's people not put them in boxes.
No, it keeps them away from the earth. They can't go back so quickly in a box. It slows the process.
Asher
But
just
doesn't
gonna...
the wood eventually rot?
Eventually, yes, but it's faster when there's no box.
I mean, fair. I suppose that's true.
I think that maybe, the wishes of the family supersede.
That's
Whatever
why I
box.
ask before I did.
Are you okay? You seem...
Testy, yes. There's a preacher here who's not doing his job, so I'm having to do it for him.
That is a shame.
I take care of people when they don't have somebody to take care of them. This person had somebody to take care of him, and he didn't do it. So now I'm having to step in. I care for the lost souls. This person wasn't a lost soul. So now somebody who isn't of the same faith is having to take care of something that somebody who is of the faith should be doing.
Is that really that big of a problem?
Yes. Would somebody of the Raven Queen want somebody of the Platinum Dragon to bury their body? To take care of, to give them their last rites?
Yes, I was just simply asking. I'm not a man of the faith. I'm a man of academics. I was simply curious. No need to be so venomous.
Kind of like it.
Of course you do.
That is not surprising.
And then to top it off, some people didn't even want to help. So,
I'm holding the thing.
not talking about you.
Holds up pickaxe. Asher just kind of like holds up like an interrupting finger. Irina, if she wants to bury him in the earth, I can assure you that nothing's going to happen to him untowards. We respect your family. We want the best for you. That's why you keep receiving the invitations. She just kind of like shies away from him.
Yeah, Yolanda's gonna follow their lead and move back towards
Yeah, she's just gonna like go over here. Oh, sorry.
Yep, there we go. There we go. Move back towards there we go. Towards Irina.
I can place the body in there if you'd like.
Just help. I know how to move a body.
And he does. And you lower the body of the former burgomaster, Kolyan Indirovich, into his grave. About that time, fittingly, the rain starts.
Terrible day for rain.
Oh, okay. I'm not okay. Is there somewhere to get out of rain?
No.
You could go in the church or go in one of the crypts if the door is open.
I don't necessarily want to go in. Is there like an awning of any kind?
There's barely one over here.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make an umbrella for a lion to stand under.
Yaba?
Yeah. No, he said Valiant.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if he meant you.
No.
Okay.
And she's going to be moving the body.
That's fair. I was just double checking. Okay.
Once everything is covered and taken care of, Malayan's actually going to start into the more religious rites of the Wild Mother.
Okay.
To inter the body back to the earth.
Yeah. And you can definitely do so.
Would you like us to bury it while you're reading these off?
What was that?
I was asking if you would like us to bury it while you do these rites, or do you need the body exposed?
I need the body covered.
Okay, I'll take a shovel and start helping to put the dirt back on.
I think there's just the one shovel.
Yeah. Y'all
So-
get it. Y'all have enough stuff.
I could possibly just make a shovel with prestidigitation, maybe.
You could push a little bit at a time, like a hand, kind of like Mage Hand would.
Just make a trowel.
I cast a trowel at first level.
It's a cantrip.
I cast Maximilian's Earthing Grasp and just the body.
Just eats the body.
Erupting Earth.
God, that would just make all the graves come up.
Everyone. Yeah. Like the fucking the
visual.
hurricanes that wipe through like Louisiana.
Like Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, dude, I read about that and I'm like, oh my God, that's terrifying.
Don't worry.
Isn't that why they're like buried in cement now?
Yeah. It is. Or buried above ground, in like the box kind of
Mausoleums.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, you get the body covered. The funeral rites begin. Escher just kind of leans back against the crypt behind him, watching all of go down with like a little smirk on his face, like, oh, they're gonna have so much trouble in Barovia.
I'll offer Escher a cigarette.
He definitely takes one.
Just lights it for him. Just like my thumb makes the light.
Yolanda is not taking her eyes off of Escher.
I sneeze and put the cigarette out.
He kind of frowns at the cigarette like in his lips and just presses it to taste it back lit. I haven't had one of these in a while. Anyway, you 100% promise you're not going to go inside. The church. Don't let the thing out. I have other things to do. I don't want to sit here all day.
I don't care where we go as long as we're out of the rain.
Anyway, with
Let it out, I
in
guess.
the rain, you do know that, right? If we start traveling today, we're going to be in the rain.
And it might go
You don't
into
like the
tomorrow.
rain?
The rain's fine.
No, I don't like the rain.
You don't like because it messes with your hair, or storms are scary, or
No, storms are fine. I don't like rain.
sorry, what?
I just don't like rain.
You don't like being wet.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with it. It's not the time. I just would like out of the rain.
Well, we're almost done here.
Yeah, about that time, Lion, you, depending on how long your rituals usually take, you can go ahead and start finishing up.
Yeah, she's probably finishing up this time.
Escher kind of looks over to Vasilis. Listen, I appreciate this. I'll return the favor in my own kind at some point.
Sure. I mean, I don't have many, but you seem friendly enough. It seems simple.
I'm the friendlier.
Same as buying a drink at a pub.
Yeah, something like that. I'm definitely the friendlier of them. The servants.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I'm going to take my leave. Don't fuck up and go inside.
We get it.
Yeah, you say that.
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Did you ever think that saying "don't go somewhere" just makes people want to do it way more?
I mean, usually that works with me, but I've been given explicit instructions not to encourage people to go down there. So, I'm not encouraging you by any means. In fact, I'm dissuading you.
I mean, you're lucky the cat's not here, because I'm pretty sure you being this adamant about it, you would definitely want to go.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be listen to
Very, very smart.
others very much.
Yeah, he's a victim of curiosity, that's for sure.
Let's hope it doesn't kill him.
Yolanda looks at Ruckus with eyebrows raised
That
at that statement.
was my ex character.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not this one.
I'm going
Yeah,
to.
definitely not the pot calling the kettle black.
I'm gonna take my leave then. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Be good, don't die. Y'all seem interesting.
Do you want one for the road?
No, I'm good. Save him, you'll need him.
Alright.
That he walks about this far, turns invisible, and then he's just gone. You don't see him anymore.
Nightmare.
This place is pretty fucking weird.
Yep.
I'm taking y'all through the acid trip version of Barovia.
Yep.
Like,
Sorry, I miss my family now.
Just weekend at Strahd's.
y'all get it's like those reunion shows 20 years later where they just bring on all the old cast.
Yep.
Irina just like is leaning against the wall, kind of just quietly crying to herself. You're not sure if it was from fright, mourning, or a mixture of both.
I'm gonna try and console her.
Okay. She just
Kyle just fly over and just like nestle into her like shoulder.
Who the fuck is Kyle? What?
Kai.
The owl.
Kai.
Yeah.
My owl.
Dude, it for real sounded like you said. I knew what you said.
It's
after a
Ruckus,
couple
exactly.
seconds,
No, I heard Kai, but that's hilarious.
Okay, so the way I probably said it that made it sound like Kyle, I'm gonna type it out. I probably said it like this.
yeah.
Where I
will.
like
Yeah.
I know a lot of
Kai will,
Kyles,
but like I did it at the same time.
Oh, it's like,
So
is Kyle a new
like
play? Who is Kyle?
Yeah, I was like, is that the new Hank?
like how you'll say Yule. I probably said Kyle.
The Gene quote of the week will be, "Who the fuck is Kyle?"
Fucking
I said
Kyle.
that in character.
I know.
I will touch my hand down to the grave, and I will druidcraft flowers.
Okay.
Pop them out of the ground.
Which is something you're very familiar with, Malayan.
I have siblings who can do it, so yes.
And with that, folks, it is 10 o'clock. This would be a fairly good place to stop. I'm sorry that there was nothing to kill.
That's alright.
We got some great characters.
Kill us.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more fun to
I
just
do
fucking
like
hang out in
killing,
character.
though. Yeah. No, this was a great character building session that we needed so early on.
And we'll go ahead and stop our session here, at least for the recording. Goodbye, guys. Our future selves.
Obligatory level up question.
Not yet.
I will
didn't think so.
never watch these recordings.
Oh, does anyone want to say their signing off speech? Don't forget to like and subscribe or whatever.
Buy gold. Don't listen to the government. Take your pills.
Be gay, do crime.
Like,
Gay, do crime.
Bye, guys.